Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and the Austro-Hungarian campaign, where we're still fighting France. France, by the way, has there's a couple of months later. There was one fight between the Maximilian and a light cruiser that I didn't think was particularly interesting, so just did that one on Twitch. Only took about 5 minutes. But here we have a slightly larger fleet. Now, France has been reduced significantly by, I'm assuming, the Germans, who have now pieced out, I think, somehow. But we're left with the French victory. This whole thing needs looked at. But in the next update, please, devs. But oh yeah, you can see the actual state of the war. So we're about 10-1 in terms of victory points, which is pretty good. Right, we're defending another convoy against a whole bunch of small ships, but they only have 12 destroyers and 10 light cruisers. This is quite the investment. Current in distilled water. Yes, that's not a... Well, it is an electrical circuit, but it's not what a physicist would call an electrical circuit in, like, a conductor. That's chemistry. That's chemistry nonsense. Putting current through water. That's talking about ions and stuff like that. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Yes, reverse the polarity, indeed. Right. This is... I'm going to lose transports, because we have in the last couple of battles with these. Southwest. Well, at least they are... on the escort side. Means we might be able to get the fight a little bit further away from the transports. I could keep the heavy cruiser with the transports, but I'm better off just getting distance. If the transports would actually run away, that would be nice. These all have avoid on by default, I think, and you can't turn it off, so they're probably just going to sail into each other and generally get in each other's way and just get shot at. So you're generally best to get as much distance as possible. They do have some guns, though. They've got 4.4-inch guns on them, which is not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. Enemy spotted. Let's see if we can hit them off. Cloaking devices, obviously. Seems to be standard issue in the French fleet. There we go. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, a hit. Lovely. And they disappear again. Joey agreed. Yes, she would be good with her enormous quantity of 4-inch guns. Ooh. Not bad. I mean, not that the Austro-Hungarian ships are lacking for guns, but so you need to be able to see your enemy to shoot them. Armed transports have on occasion done something. Yeah, they might get a hit on a destroyer that gets close to them, something like that, or a torpedo boat. Do a little bit of damage. Well, they don't even have the smoke screens up. How can you not see them? You can see that one. More appearing. Good, 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 good. More targets to shoot at. To be fair to France, they don't have any other option. Austro-Hungary is unusual in that it gets access to this type of mini dreadnought heavy cruiser. I really like them because they actually make your heavy cruisers usable for a little bit longer before they become completely obsolete and before you get the moderns. But yeah, France, you're stuck with the ancient rubbish ones for quite some time. Yeah, they're making a run on the transports, I reckon. Need you to come in range, please. Oh, hello. One appeared behind us. Sigismund and Szeged come across and to look after these transports, because I reckon AI is going to make a play like this and one like this. Yes, we lost a ship in the very first fight. Lost a heavy cruiser. Now. Oh, yeah, see? Whoa, there's one over there. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Those destroyers are so fast. As I said, transport losses were sort of expected. Ah! Gotcha. Ah, we did that. Shona! Good job. But yeah, armed transports can't do anything against torpedoes. Right. Fucking cloaking devices. Jesus. I need radar. Or better binoculars. Where's binoculars in the research tree? There we go. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Oh, we found the ones that were hiding over here. Good hit. Roll on, sinks. That's good. And Sirocco. See, the problem with torpedo spam, the approach, is that the AI can do it, but I can't. Like, relying on torpedoes... No. It just doesn't work for my playstyle at all. And if you've seen the later French campaign stuff, you'll know that when I did put torpedoes on all my ships, I tended to torpedo myself more than I torpedoed the enemy. Just one of those things. Right, I'm actually going to use AI control here. Just because the AI control should be able to... We'll know where the enemy is anyway and sail at them. What's wrong with you, Millie? Millie's upset about something. I'm going to leave the ships on AI control and see what she wants. Silly dog. What, it let out for a pee? Yeah, mic check. Yeah, I know. I didn't turn my mic back on when I came back. Well, I took Millie out for a pee. She was quite happy with that. And then she started barking at me for no reason. So probably a good thing that I didn't turn my mic back on. She is quite loud. Switch AI back on. Should be able to hunt down any remaining ships, but to be honest, probably end it. Oh no, we can't end it anymore. Fine. Fine, France. Let me turn off that cloaking device. Something shooting at me from somewhere. Yeah, you must play till the very end. What are you doing now, Millie? There's more than one ship as well. It's like 3. There we go. Damaged light cruiser. Sunk light cruiser. Here's another one. All of them are damaged. Something's making them slow down though. A whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of light cruisers. Yeah. Where is it? Sigismund. This one. Yeah. It's a small dreadnought. Austro-Hungarian small dreadnought. And yeah, they're deceptive. Deceptive things. They're only 20,000 tons. It is the slaughter. It's their own fault for sinking some of my transports and annoying me with their cloaking devices. Go. It is saying more enemy smoke, but nah, we're just gonna end it here, I think. One light cruiser gets away. Wow, 20,000 victory points. That's more than I was expecting. Yeah, we lost a few transports, but that's a lot of French ships sent to the bottom, and they're not exactly small. The destroyers are 1,000 tons each. Yes, we have parity with the French. They have the same number of ships that we do. Oh, France. They had, what, 90 ships or something like 2 months ago. Not 2 months, but before the war started, they had about 90 ships, 80, 90 ships, something like that. Yikes. I think Britain and Germany are still at war. Again, hard to tell sometimes. Hey there, Lady Felicity. It is currently 1913. I started in 1910. So this is the first kind of war that's kicked off. France is scattered all over the place. I wonder if we get a port strike against them. Maybe be a bit more aggressive. Sigismund can stay in port. Oh yeah, sorry. The big year is hidden behind my head, but you can see the if you're on Twitch. But the year is displayed up here. Yes, you can get port strikes. Annoyingly, you can't just like order a port strike. You can't just say, right, go port strike that port. You won't see them if you have minimum range on your ships. Is another thing I've noticed. So you kind of need longer because it's considered a good mission. You need the range to pull it off, basically. Right, let's go park the fleet right there. The other thing that would be good to see would be partial blockades. Because to blockade France, I would have to send some ships to the Atlantic and to the Channel. But it would be nice if you could kind of partially blockade. Like, obviously, the French won't be able to send supplies to Corsica or Tunisia if we control the Western Med. So I'd like to see the game have some sort of, you can't, you can no longer supply these bits and have some sort of GDP penalty for it. I think that would be good. They're adding British battle cruisers to World of Warships, but the game has no battlecruiser class. I mean, you're adding British battle cruisers. What are you talking? Renown, Repulse, Hood. I mean, Hood's basically a battleship. Yeah, Renown and Repulse. I mean, I don't know what else. Hood's there already, so yeah, they're adding the Renown class, I guess. I don't know what else they would be adding. Renown Repulse, they're not bad ships, but I mean, don't have much in the way of armor. Yes, well, I could blockade France if I went up here. But I don't want to piss off the British unless I have to. Germany is currently only at war with Britain, and I don't want to get Italy involved if I can avoid it. I mean, Italy will be a little bit pissed off with this, but hopefully not too much. Mainly hoping just to take out French ships as they come past. Yeah, it's pissing off the Italians and the British, of course, because they have... What? How do they have any ships over there? Right. Auto-resolve that. They must have moved all their ships over to the Eastern Med. That is so silly. So I guess we can't do that. Or at least not with the Doomstack. Right, where are you? This is a problem when you play as Austro-Hungary, because you only have one sea region, Eastern Med, and all other. If you get anyone sending stuff there, then you're stuffed. I'm not a fan of these cloaking devices. I'm really not. Renown and Repulse. Queen Mary. Indefatigable. Tiger. Wow. Okay. So, pretty old ships then. Indefatigable in particular is blooming ancient. By World of Warship standards. Rook, Hawk, Duncan, and St. Vincent. Which are things that I'm assuming World of Warships came up with. I'm interested to see their make-believe designs, because, of course, having played Dreadnoughts quite a lot in that era, I know I know what I would come up with. Obviously, very different games, but I've not been impressed with their creations before necessarily. Collingwood. Okay, I mean, sensible name, but I don't think that was an actual ship, was it? HMS Collingwood? Doesn't ring a bell. I mean, I think there was an HMS Collingwood at some point, but... oh no, there was. 1908. She was St. Vincent class dreadnought. That's not a battlecruiser. That's a dreadnought. 12-inch. Five 12-inch twin guns. So she... I think she was... yeah, she's a wing turret. So she had an A, and then 2 wing turrets. And then a Q. And then an X. I think. Yeah. Yeah, that was her layout. Yeah, 3 centerline, 2 wings. Must have had an XY then. But oh no, not XY. Yeah, AQX and 2 wings. Right. Well, I guess I got to move my fleet back. Maybe I could split them. Well, the N3G3 could potentially be interesting. Yeah, they only have 1,800. So let's move the cruisers and one of the small dreadnoughts back to Eastern Med so they don't blockade me. That should undo it next turn. Oh, of course, it's the small fleet. This is the French fleet that snuck past us to try and set up a blockade. Let's remove them. Oh wow! Almost in a line of like, are you in line abreast? Cool, pretty cool shot. But not quite the plan. I mean, does World of Warship have the lions in? Be a kind of obvious one to add, because there are fairly detailed plans for them available. Yeah, they were never built, but they were planned, and you know, steel. They started cutting the steel and stuff. They got Lion, Monarch, and Conqueror. I don't know what those two are. I mean, Conqueror was probably going to be a Lion class, so. Upgunned Lion to what, 18s? Yes. And yes, I know there are torpedoes in the water. I don't think I can avoid them, but we'll try. As they continue to explode. Take a hit, two of them on the Wolfsburg. Würzburg, though, avoided. Good. Right. Where's the rest of you? A little bit more explosive than usual today, France. I don't do millimeters. 381. What's that? Oh, I do millimeters, but not when it comes to guns. and converting them to inches. Millimeters. 15-inch guns. So, oh, KG5 with 15-inch guns. The I've forgotten what design study that was called. But yeah, there was a version of the KG5 that had 9 15-inch guns when they were developing it. Another fun one is the KG5 with 12 14-inch guns in 3 quadruple turrets. Before they decided to put the twin turret on. Spewing at torpedoes. Not today. Well, you did hit me today, but not this not this second. Yeah, HMS King George V is quad A, dual B, and then a quad X, which is a fairly unusual gun layout. But yeah, there are a few designs for it. They thought about the 9 15s and 3 triple turrets, which I think would have been probably a better choice, because I mean, pretty much all the other British ships of the battle line in the era had 15-inch guns, so they wouldn't have had to develop new shells and things. Not that the 14-inch gun on the KG5 was a bad 14-inch gun. It was a pretty good one, but yeah, I think if it stuck to 15s, that would have made a bit more sense. Oh, they're going to add incomparable. A bit of a weird ship to put in, but sure, yeah, 6 20-inch guns. She wasn't built for a reason. Oh yes, this seems fair. 10 battleships against 1? Sure. France doesn't actually have... Well, they don't have many ships left, but they didn't have many battleships to start with. Yeah, go ahead, Lady Felicity. I don't have links banned or anything like that. Thanks. Where's my stream manager? Twitch. Kind of need that. Thank you. Oh, it's. Could you post it again, please, Lady Felicity? Hasn't loaded up. Thanks. Oh, that's an N3 or a G3 with that's a Nelson. That's the Proto Nelsons. ABQ triples. Are they 16s? Yeah, that was what the N3 and the G3 ships were in their original incarnation, until they evolved into the Nelsons when the Q turret was moved to what I would call an N turret. Oh, you poor French man. Oh my god, look at that. Just. We got them. With the 17.9, so that's the the battleship one, the N3. Although 17.9 is a weird caliber. As in it's 0.1 of an inch off. They were supposed to have 18s. The N3s. Right. Well, we sunk a battleship, I suppose. It's worth it. We're bigger than the French Navy. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's a victory, if nothing else. Oh, poor economy. Jesus. Well. Whoa! What's with the monthly balance, game? Just because we're repairing some ships. Jesus Christ. Minus 36 million in a month. Ouch. Hey! Vive le... What would this be? The Fourth Republic. Oh, yeah. Yes, tube powder. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Refits at the end of the war, for sure. Right, given they've only got 14 ships, let's just send... Yeah, let's send the Kataro group. Do. No, so revolutions in the current build are bad. They do something... I mean, if you're a player, it's game over. If that happens to you. But not for an AI, but I think it completely screws over your economy. Yeah, look. See how this is jumped? But this is nowhere near as good as it used to be, I don't think. It's similar to the you've been spending too much money event. I guess in the future, I mean, they do have government types. I mean, everybody's a democracy, but I suppose this could change as well on a revolution. Change to a monarchy or something, which will start adjusting all their relations with everybody else. Yeah, we're pissing people off with this. Germany's running out of money. Okay. More ships to deal with. To the east. Right. Vondertan and Moltke, not including Seidlitz, but is de Flinger. Okay. I mean, I said it before, they should... Water warships, if you're looking for a designer for your what-if ships, I can do a better job. In terms of statistics and things. I can do some good what-if ships. because I know some of the ones that people have shown me are pretty Please hit. No. Oh, that was a hit. Still gonna take a torpedo though. God damn it. Whoa! Didn't think I'd have to worry about that torpedo, but okay. Oh, I'd love to do that. Drakinifal and self doing World of Warships commentary, like sports commentary style stuff. Yeah. I mean, if you enjoy World of Warships, I mean, good for you. Play what you love. If you're having fun, then by all means do it. But really not the game for me. I despise multiplayer in almost all its forms, not all. And I loathe grinding. Just, and yeah, the weirdness of some of their choices. I much prefer Dreadnoughts. But that said, I would love Dreadnoughts multiplayer. That would be very, very cool. Ooh. Good stuff. Hey man, you know, whatever you like to play. Whatever you like to play. I've been playing Atlanta class. Let us build Atlanta classes, please. Look at that gloriousness. Super duper firing. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of multiplayer games at all. But I could definitely see Dreadnoughts being cool with a multiplayer mode. Either just custom battles or, hell, if they could get a multiplayer campaign mode to work, that would be very, very cool. France seems to be pulling ships out of its arse somehow. They have... Whoa! Talk about a building spree. 59 ships under construction. Jesus, fine. We might as well just sit in port and wait for them to sail into us. Jesus. H40, H41. They're basically Bismarcks that have been on the protein powder. Ooh, okay. This could be interesting. A lone heavy cruiser fighting 2 enemy cruisers, 1 light, 1 heavy. No, I'm totally with you there. And Bloodspot, I'm not a huge fan of most multiplayer games, especially games that are designed to be multiplayer. Like multiplayer is the focus of the game. MMOs, in particular, are just. I have a theory that if you are if you have a really solid RPG series and you decide we're going to go and make an online version of our RPG, that is the end of your franchise. Or not the end necessarily, but you're gonna completely derail your franchise, and you're not going to produce any more games except more content for that online game. Is like they're like the last thing that happens. They suck everything out from a game studio, just because there's so much work. Examples: World of Warcraft, Warcraft 4. Like, Warcraft 3 was cool. I'd play Warcraft 3, a sequel to Warcraft 3, but nope. Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, we haven't seen Fallout 5. We haven't seen Elder Scrolls 6. You know, they're missing in action because, yeah, online games have just absorbed it, basically. Absorbed all the studio's time and effort and money. And yeah, with strategy games, if you're like, no, we're going to focus solely on the multiplayer, that can work. It can work, but I'm telling you, single player, you're much better off having a strong single player. I'm not as clued up on Final Fantasy, but they went all online as well, and they did make some more Final Fantasy games after that. But I'm not as au fait with what's going on with Final Fantasy. But I know they did it too. I think who else kind of went from regular RPG to MMO. Oh, regiments! That's a bit like Wargrave Red Dragon, isn't it? Look, with this strategy game, I reckon get your solid single player, and then add in multiplayer, because what that does is that changes you from fighting an AI to fighting a human, which ups the challenge. But you want a core game that's fun to play, and Dreadnoughts is really fun to play. But I'd love to play it against a human, because that would be a really fun challenge. Regiments is good. I should probably give it a try at some point. I mean, I do like Wargame Red Dragon, even though I, played online like twice. They're shooting out the transports because the fucking cloaking device got past me. Elder Scrolls 6 was a different studio than Bethesda. Oh, but they're doing No Man's... they're doing No Man's Skyrim, right? I mean, I don't mind them trying out and doing different things. You do you. But yeah. It's very similar to No Man's Sky. Better than Red Dragon. Ah, okay. Well, I think, if you're going to have a multiplayer environment, And when you balance for one, you're unbalancing it for single player or vice versa. Then there's something wrong with your game. Like, if, for instance, you made Dreadnoughts multiplayer, and suddenly a meta emerged of a really weird build, where, for instance, you don't bother with any of the protection techs, you just stuff on a load of armor or something like that, then that's broken. Like, it's broken in single player too. Multiplayer does tend to bring out kind of issues that you maybe wouldn't have noticed in single player. But I think if it's balanced for one, it should be balanced for the other. And if it's not, then there's something not right in the way that you've designed it. Like, I wouldn't expect suddenly the rules of how you build ships for single player games in Dreadnoughts to be different if you took it onto multiplayer. Like, a good ship should be a good ship, if you see what I mean. And if you are building a multiplayer game, then you want the single player to lead into the multiplayer game, if that's, you know, going to be part of your design. You want people who have played a lot of the single player to go, oh, I'll try multiplayer, and yeah, it's a step up, but it's not, oh, I have to learn completely new stuff. Like, the single player has taught me how to play the game, and now I can play multiplayer. Well, yeah, that's a very good point, Blast Pop. Balance, especially in a historical game or a strategy game, can be a double-edged sword. You're right. It's like, oh, I want light cruisers in, you know, the protected cruisers to be viable in the late 1910s. Well, you won't, because they're not. And they weren't, and they're rubbish. And the balance is, you stop building them. You don't build them in that time frame, because they're no good. Same with the heavy cruisers. If you don't have access to a mini dreadnought hull like this one, you just have pre-dreadnoughts. Don't build them after you get battle cruisers, because they're completely outclassed. That is part of strategic thinking. Yeah, there should be options in a system where you're like, well, yeah, that's a good option, that's a bad option. If everything's the same, or worse, if there's a meta that is unchanging, you know, there's a particular build that is just so powerful, and that is what everyone plays. You know, sometimes they even themselves out. You know, there's a build that beats that build, and then everyone switches to that. But really, you want to, if you're running a multiplayer game, you kind of want to keep an eye on what your meta is doing and curate it so that, you know, you get a kind of happy medium. And if something becomes like stupidly overly used, then you like cut that out. Or if something nobody uses destroys ever, then maybe look at why and come back at it or something like that. Hey, Svipple. Right. I'm afraid there's not too much of the stream left because I'm feeling very tired. So I might have to go to bed in a minute. But glad to see you. How are you? Yeah, the French are spewing out ships in such numbers. I think we'll just stay in port. We'll just sink them as and when. But it would be nice to get a bit of peace on the go, simply because our economy is starting to suffer a little bit. What's this? That's pretty much the same fight again. I'm going to stop the episode here. I'm going to say thanks very much for watching before I sneeze, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Aboriginals. Bye for now.